time more Caesar must be laboratory controlled Caesar. I will have a website and they can control, they can create a Caesar by using electronic devices. So if Mr. Dedi doesn't know it, then I'll give him a website that laboratory controlled Caesar can take place. And Mr. Dudley was given laboratory controlled Caesar between 7 and 8 so that he had more paralysis, so that he is unable to get talking to his wife, reporting crime. This criminal gang, I have a website, another website. It says there, this English criminal gang or international wacko, the one which was burned down by American CA is not totally burned down. There is a player in it, sex player, multiple sex. I was reading something. The American wacko had a leader who will sleep with a 1-year-old girl. It's a beautiful website. So Englishmen and women on drugs, they enjoy sexual pleasure, with babies. So it's up to Queen of Britannia or up to Scotland Yard. If they want their country to be dirty, that's up to them. It's up to Stella Remington what she want to do. We are not dirty here. Me and my son, we are the finest people on this earth. And I had a very finest man, Dr. Hyman. And he had a heart attack. Oh, very strange. Anybody else like they got heart attack? Oh, very strange. We are not dirty, you people are dirty. We don't want to be dirty, We were not dirty when we were 20-year-old. I was virgin when I got married, So we were not dirty when I was 29. English girls at 29 they're all sexually exploited down below. Have 100 different men going in, coming out, going in, coming out on oral contraceptive. So don't tell me about Englishmen and women, I know them all. So because if I'm going to write books, I have to know about Englishmen and women. My husband said, you can't write books. I said, why? You don't know anything about all these sexual-based criminal gangs. And I said, I can still chat them up, So I chat up English women. Whenever I meet the type of person I am, I will ask them direct question, tell me things about all this new life of your life called as romance and this and that, meeting boyfriend. But do tell me things, So they tell me everything. English women, they know I'm not threat to them, so I don't live in their road. I don't know their name, so they can tell me even about their husband also. So when I had a post office, men and women they cried, "Oh, I miss my husband." Bugger was no good, but I miss my husband. Bugger was no good in sex. I said, don't say these kind of things. Talking behind the dead man. And if he will lie, he will rape you in front of me and say, here, now tell me, am I good or not? I will. So the Englishman came and said, I met my wife. I see at her fraud. And I learned something from my, what is he called as, my GP friend, Dr. Sharma, who's killed. Murder, I would say, but it's not up to me. It is up to me. If something happened to somebody due to me, I find it my responsibility to report, And she said when her patient died, she sends flower. Flowers are very expensive. I can't afford. She's GP. Then GPs are very rich. And when somebody dies, my customer die because I have to return their pension box. I got the letter from the government. This so died. Can you return the pension box? So I have to send them a condolence card. I'm selling the card, so I put my stamp on it and send them condolence card. My husband is GP, never sent anything. She's a shit. I have so much regard for her. She had no regard for my husband. You never give them any respect. I am heartbroken. I will never give any respect to anybody who is white. They must earn from me. I paid Mr. Doodie's daddy's money, and he's got shit regard for me. And I have paid Mr. Bowman's money. He's got shit regard for me. We are Indian people, and if I like somebody, I never let go of him. I said, can I become your friend for the rest of my life, or you become my friend? Only friend. And in my friendship, white people don't lose. They earn free dinner. I like cooking food for people, and I like eating food in company. If I can't cook expensive chicken and fish and every day, but I can cook vegetarian, The idea is to enjoy somebody's company. But English people, they are only into sex, Raman, and we are not into sex. We are into friendship. So again, I'm away from the topic. I'm trying to tell you, Dr. Hyman, Dr. Cohen told me that he never saw Mr. Dudley before sex, and I also saw Mr. Dudley on sex, and I found him after it. I was shocked. I was looking forward to talk to my husband, but he was killed off to stop my husband from telling me everything. And that the only person who can do is the gang who knows, I know them. Mr. Dudley was silenced from reporting on me, but I know it all. My criminal gang, the man who left on me to kill me, was originated from government office, and they killed my husband. My husband don't know any. My husband toughy nose. People say toughy nose. My, my husband won't talk to people like this ordinary trash, the type of people I was working with. Trash. My husband told me don't work with trash. I want to keep my body functioning, joint working. I work for me. Trash is trash, they stay trash. There were good people in my work office. They had dinner in my house. So they, fortunately, unfortunately, people I like, English men and women I like, they were not in my office. They were in job center. And they were my friend before Mr. Hooper came. They were my friend when Mr. Jones were there. So they stayed my friend. So my own friends in my own office, they were all racist. Even then I invited one of them, and all of them from my work and next door job center as a high tea. I gave food parties in my house. I promote my food. So because I'm into books. So this Cohen, what is called as Dr. Cohen, is a Cohen. Subsequently met with the deceased wife on the ward, where she supports that the police had been informed regarding the care provided on the trust. Is writing it wrong. Para number 3.16 is totally wrong. Para number 3.16 is totally wrong. On the 6th, I spoke to my husband. I'm not going to tell, but I spoke. I come to know everything, but in the court we will discuss. On 7th, we were feeding my husband. And the girl was saying, "Gutlo uncle," mean swallow it. And my husband was unable to swallow even sputum. My husband, she gave only half a teaspoon of juice, and he took half an hour to swallow it. When he swallowed it, I saw his throat movement, because he was trying to figure out what kind of a method he should show. He was struggling, my husband. A man is struggling to swallow the juice, and there was black nurse and a black man nurse. They said, he's eating food, he had a portion. They were total lying. A man can't eat swallow half a teaspoon. How can he eat breakfast? So we took our food and we brought our food back. Heartbreaking. And there was a man, and he said, my husband said, shut up. Because my husband didn't understand what is gutlo uncle. Because that's a different Indian language, And there was somebody listening. He said, don't shut up. Say, shut up to your wife. I hate men who insult me. Men will give anything to have a wife of the type you have. She's so warm and so affectionate. Can you believe that? Somebody knew ourselves. We don't even know ourselves. We have warm and affectionate. Somebody. This man interfered. He was very threat to my husband, My husband is very ill. Somebody shouted at him, looking after the ladies, shouting at the husband. And anyway, we ignored that person. We try to ignore. I said, my husband is not nasty. He's a very ill man, and things like that we ignored. Okay, so what happened is that is happened. On 8th, my husband said, Gora, Gora, Mara, Mara, and he lifted his hand slowly, right hand, and he reached his nose. Gora, Mara, he showed, my husband showed his nose, that somebody is murdered his nose. That's, I said, I'll cut the neck of the Gora who touch you ever again. Mabi said, okay. Mabi is suffering from lack of security, lack of manpower. We don't have children here. I don't have a relative here. Somebody should be by my husband's side, bashing up a man who touched my husband. I don't have any relative of my own. I am not by my husband's side. Poor man, given to the butcher. They are doing anything they like. How would the English people like if we butcher him? It's like he was surrounded by animals. I would say all that hospital team should be investigated for drugs. If they were taking drugs and terrorizing my husband. And I can tell you, by suffering from my own electronic bed, I think that his bed was electrocuted, or magnetic field was set up. And another thing that if radiation attack take place, and if you have metal on your body like bangle, ring, it will attract more electricity. Similarly, the electric lightning from the sky is supposed to fall. It's a scientific answer to it. On an isolated tree, and they tell you if you are walking and electric lightning is taking place in the sky, lie down on the floor, and it won't touch. In India, these are mythical stories, we think, because we don't believe in the lightning struck. But in England, lightning struck many times. It struck in a man, and it passed out of the toe and made a hole in the toe, or many things, So everything is true in Britannia, and true story come about electricity, electric lightning in the sky, and so my English is not perfect. Otherwise, I'll be John, what he called Lord Archer, making more money than he won't help me. He wrote me a letter. He's nice. Only one letter he write. He don't write. He doesn't make a mistake to write second letter. Otherwise, I'll give him a dinner. That's his problem. He rather go to Negro woman, black woman, and have affair with black woman. He should stop these dirty habits. Having sex here, sex there. These are dirty, filthy habits. He should wash his brain, get into the bathroom and take his clothes off and wash his brain with cold water. And if he doesn't want to wet his body, he should bend down near the sink, wash tub, take a shower and cool his hair, hair, continuously cool his hair until the water sting his scalp, and then dry the hair, then do the same thing, then dry the hair, then do the same thing. All that sexual desire will go away from his brain. And same apply if you people want to get rid of cigarette smoking. This is called as thought diversion and computer cleaning, and getting rid of your computer from dirty side of life. So that's not homeopathy, that's otherpathic. If you want to have sex, right, and you don't have your wife close you don't have your husband close you should do exactly what I tell you. Clean your brain. And when your brain is cooled down, that means computer is cooled down, a sexual person gone out of your brain, and then do it again and again. And then even if you desire to have a cigarette, that is the best way to get rid of cigarette. And even if you want to have alcohol, best idea to get rid of the alcohol is to get up in the morning, have a big breakfast. Then if you have big breakfast, you want to go for the alcohol. And even if you go for the alcohol, then do what I tell you to do. This, your brain, keeping, washing brain with the cold water is the best thing. Best thing to get rid of any dirty habits. Drugs, uh, alcohol, cigarette, and sexual. Any frustration, anger in your body. Because our brain is geared to think that way, And once you get rid of the idea from the brain, then sit down and think what you are thinking, and you will have a right brain to think. We come back again. My Abhi, I know how to divert my Abhi's idea. I told him, I never told him his brother died, somebody idiot told him. And I was very cross. How dare you tell my husband his brother died? When there is no benefit in telling a dirty news, why do you tell? So, when he is a heart patient, why do you tell such dirty thing to my husband? He is sensitive, And so I told my husband, I bluffed you, I lied. I'm joking type of person. I'm just crossed, So I never told my husband he died. His brother died. I said, I'm lying. We will ring your brother. Then said, I'm trying to ring. He's not answering. Maybe on holiday. I can bluff my hubby. To keep him alive, I'll do anything. Well, so come back to this Mr. Dr. Cohen on 6. I know my husband on 6, 7, 8, 9. On 7th, my husband said shut up. On 8th, my husband reported Gora Gora Mara Mara. So you tell me who killed my hit my husband. Because on 8th, somebody hit my husband. I was very cross. When I walked out of the room, I saw 3 men sitting by the side of the door frame, and I said to them, I talk loudly, which is very wrong. I should have said, can I talk to you over there? They wouldn't have come. They would have said, we are not your husband's doctor. So I had no choice but to tell them there and then. So you never know who is listening. The person who hit my husband may be listening. So I said, somebody hit my husband. My husband reported about smothering. So please report the police. Doctor, he said, we are not, Dr. Cohen is your doctor, we are not. So I said, can you tell him? Yes, we will tell him. And they were looking into each other's eyes as if I'm a fool. Nurses. I am telling information. They shouldn't look at into a fooling method. People can have enemy. You don't have camera. You should have cameras. Why should you not have camera? In American film have camera. I've seen a very American film. A husband go around smothering mother of the a strange wife, chasing the wife, that even Indian have copied that film, So these criminal gang take place, I've seen one more American English film smothering the patient, These things, deranged people do exist. Your Dr. Shipman was deranged. There was another Canadian man, he was a butcher, he was butchering gynecology of women. There are deranged people in your race, Indian people don't do those kind of crime. Indian people are here to make money. So you can count on me. Indian people will do sexual crime because Indian men might have a sex desire for white women because the white women are cheaply available. That's 100% perfect. English men are also cheaply available. Indian men think about prestige, pride, honor. Indian men don't do what English men do because we marry by arranged marriage, and if an Indian man is a bastard, nobody is going to marry his daughter, And if an Indian man is a bastard, no man is going to marry his son. And all those who are bastard, like they're making me very ill right now. My hands are swollen because somebody is terrorizing my nervous system so that I fall in and I'm dead. as if I'm a multimillionaire. My death will bring you multimillionaire. You know, I have a very direct approach to system. You know, people love my anger, or I burn people and they run after me again. You know, so my boss was Miss Davis. She said, get into English people's heart. They will never leave you alone. And I said to Dennis, what is the shortest method to get into English people's heart? He said, English people like a lot talking about sex. I said, get lost. Stay 2 miles away from me. And then I said, do they do it also or only talk about it? So this is what I'm talking to you. I met the wrong people at work, but there were nice people also. You know, Mahabi said it takes all sorts to make people. There were time I left department, I wanted to leave the job. I am very upset, I want to leave. He said, why should you hate Department of Employment? It pays your bill, it pays our bills. I said, but I have miscarried my baby and I was upset. I didn't tell my husband, because if I tell him, he will never have sex with me, because he will think the type of drugs I'm taking, they are going to give children like thalidomide children. You know, I don't tell my husband everything. You know, the English woman also said, don't go around telling everything to your husband. You are thinking your husband is a mother, father, but he is your husband. You are putting him off. You know, you don't know how lucky you are. He doesn't dump you. Anyway, don't come back again here. I'm talking about Cohen again disease. She's saying provide care provided by the trust. No, I didn't say CIA. Never. What will the CIA got to do with me? Or what Obama got to do with? Obama can have things with a criminal gang or with my husband's killer, but I don't have anything to do with CIA. I am not a CIA stuff. I went to the Paul's office. I think his name is Peter, whatever is it. The manager, patient liaison officer. I said, remove my husband from this hospital to St. Mary. And you know, whatever, I think that radiation attack is taking place on my husband. His brain is getting damaged. Somebody is attacking his brain, giving him seizure, stroke, paralysis. And I don't want you to take him a secret mission, take him somewhere else, St. Mary, and don't tell where he is. Yeah? And then only my husband will be safe. And I said, I met this man at workplace. He was transferred from that area where GCHQ is, and he said, I said, we got nothing to do with, but this man is something into spying. The first thing he spoke to me was, can you tell me things about people at work? You know, I don't know why he's interested in people. Maybe he's selling story, you know. Maybe terrorize people, make a story and sell the story. You never know. It's up to the police to find out that person and dig him out. You know, I lost my husband. I'm not going to sit back. They're out to kill me, you know. Before my husband is committed, they kill me. Can you believe that? So this is the world CIA. I never said CIA. I only said this man may have something to do with the GCHQ. But he was working in our building. And he was telling me to do this, do that. I don't do things for anybody. Now my husband, my English boss has told me he is a telepathic. And I don't think he's telepathic. Telepathy is something like people with abnormal power like Uri Geller. Even he may be right or wrong, maybe fraud. But I don't think this. I think I said I had a book. My husband bought the book. He reads the book, not me. And we saw whatever President Nixon was doing on the in America. We bought the book, all the President Nixon's men, the Watergate scandal, and I took the book. I said I'll read it at lunchtime, and I took it out of my handbag, put it on the table, and to be taken at 10 o'clock tea break. This man passed by me, and he glanced at my book, and then Indian workmate said, let's go, and I picked up my handbag, And I think we never picked up the handbag. Handbag was always left behind. So hanging by the chair, anybody can take anything from the chair. And I went away without picking up the book. And when I came back from the tea, the book was gone. So I knew the book was gone by that man who was glancing. In the government office, you don't steal property belonging to other. Yeah. So I told to my boss, this person is not telepathic. He is just spying. Maybe tapping your phone, my phone. Is tapping my phone. Maybe he's working this room. Maybe he's got a mole in this room. We hate this man. Lot going on telepathy. At that same time, I felt pain in my brain, and the pain went straight to my tooth, and my tooth became loose. Can you believe that? And there was absolutely nothing wrong. We paid private extraction. Had it extracted privately because the dentist was already closed. And when I asked the man, can you tell me what exactly was wrong with the tooth? He said, absolutely nothing. I said, was it diseased? He said, no, zero, no problem. How did you manage to get this tooth lost? Then within 3-4 days, same pain took place in the brain. Can you believe that? And all my teeth went loose. I said to my dentist, he had done something about the other tooth. I said, yeah, there were two tooth loose. And I said, can you tell me what you did to my teeth? My teeth are gone. He said, I've done nothing wrong. I said, do you know that all my teeth are gone now? You know, they're all yellow now. There is no life in them. They are closely connected to my brain. He said, no, I never did anything wrong. And that's called as your synthetic telepathy. It's called as murdering somebody via remote control. And that is what my bosses were talking about this man. This man in the government office, why should he be working in a government office? Chasing a woman and then murdering their teeth. I'm reporting on the man that this man is wrong. Did I join the queen for the queen to murder my brain or murder my children or my teeth? You know, this is called as God business. So I know who the man is. When I recently told police, this man is doing, he said, what if we tell you he is not doing it? Then what? You don't tell me what he is doing it. It is your duty to find who is doing it. Can you believe that? What if we tell you he is not doing it? Then tell me who is doing it. My duty is to report you. Tell me who is doing it. You know, tell me. It's your country, your police. My duty is to tell you who is doing it. My duty is to tell you my suspicion. I am telling you the truth. I don't meet English men and women outside government office. And my phone given only to those who are not supposed to use my phone number for any other purposes. That was in 77. My boss said, ignore this person this time. If he bothers you again, we will get at him. Can you believe that? Nobody got at him. I report on this person. I got fall into the trouble. So my husband is killed because they thought, let's kill her husband. Then there is nobody to help this lady because my husband is my principal witness. Hyman was my principal witness. And my bosses, big bosses, they must be dead. My bosses have to be older than me. So they are dead. So that's a problem. 40 years ago. A killer let loose on me 40 years ago. A queen don't want to arrest the people. Scotland Yard don't want to arrest the people because they feel happy to bother Indian people and make English men rich. So I'm trying to come back again on this person that I told two doctors to tell Dr. Cohen somebody tried to murder my husband. So what is wrong in it? His duty is to interrogate who are doing it or bring in police to interrogate it. or put cameras there. But he didn't do it. I came home and I tried to tell police force that somebody tried to murder my husband. I never mentioned the CIA. I got bloody nothing to do with the CIA. Obama, Mr. All these English criminal gang might tell that we anyway, like somebody say, we are not going to pay you medical damages, we are not going to give you any damages. Somebody say, buy new cars, buy new houses, all that stuff is trash. When people get injured, people have a right to get compensation, no matter who you are. I went to local solicitor here, Miss Craig and Company. There was an Indian woman there, and she behaved like a very friendly person. I don't like double people. And anyway, Miss Craig is a finest lady. She reminded me of Miss Ali in Dallas. Miss Craig, I've known ever since I've come here. She used to do all our legal work, a little bit of this and that. And I said, I need a solicitor, and she said, solicitors are not helping. She said, no matter who you are, Chinese or black or Asian, you are entitled to get a justice done. And she gave me a little number, but they didn't take my case, And then this Indian lady came. I said, get me a solicitor. She said, I will. Then she didn't tell me she's going to buy solicitor Craig and Company. And then she put a big on the wall. We do medical damages, this and that. And I was talking to Miss Craig. And Miss Craig, I said, Miss Craig, can you guide me? Can you get me a solicitor? I want medical damages. She said, we do it here. I said, I know you have written it here. But this lady says we don't do it here. And that lady turned up as if she smelled my presence there. I'm just talking how many solicitors are connected via brain-to-brain telepathy. But I'm not going to become a phobia of it, because said Dr. Murphy, this science is not recognized by British Medical Association. Then people should sort out medical association. Why should you have website on Google on this science and you people don't want to read it? And it's taking place. Why don't you want to admit it? If I'm the doctor, I'll read it and I'll gather up all the doctors and I'll give the lectures, because I was speaker when I was in India, and I could give lectures. I can give lectures even in Hyde Park if I want to. Even in wheelchair, I say, there was a man called Arnside. I laugh at people, make my husband happy. Even if I'm in a wheelchair, doesn't matter. There was a man called Arnside, He had one woman with him, one man with him, and a big van with him. I can do many things in a wheelchair, But to tell you the truth, I hate going out in Britannia. I never liked Britannia. And now I'm coming to again I'm talking too much. Again I'm talking about my meeting with my husband on 6, 7, 8 and 9. 4 days. Very important. On 6, we noted my husband after. I have spoken. I've got a lot of information from my husband. He was able to talk, but little. So he must, because he's very paralyzed, there's a system in his brain is stopping him from talking. And he's also scared of talking to me, because criminal gang maybe telepathically told him not to talk to your wife, or we will give you punishment. Okay, so we will talk about it. I know who this gang is, because they did it to me also. I have personally suffered from this Hooper gang on 5784 and Copper Berry Eddy, and I will tell you later on, Mr. Hooper should know I'm a singer, He's a silly boy. He could have been friend. When I saw this Cain and Abel film, I loved it, even the next door, John Wilder and his wife Marjorie, I used to do their the accounts, because this film industry accounts normally I do, whether I'm in family or in a hand and I did, and the problem is they got special discount, uh, because they don't get the job properly, so they have a special formula. So they they pay taxes, and 1 week and next week they're unemployed. They get all the back. Government benefit nothing from them. So this is what I'm saying. So I knew them. I had a next door Jewish family, more friendship with them, and this one they were rude. Uh, so I'm rude. They're proud. I'm proud. Tit for tat I pay to people, but I'm nice inside me. So I've been feeding people in this road. That's my hobby. From time to time I decide cook a pulao rice and send them to people. One day I will cook chicken curry. For Muslims you have to cook it from the Muslim shop. And chicken curry, one large pan, steel pan, and one large pulao rice, 3 glasses of rice, and so that that total family eat, and they can invite their friends also. If I want to make paratha for my next door neighbor, and they're say 4 of them, I'll make 3 each. So make 4 multiply by 3 means 12 plus another 4 5 extra for their friend. Those kind of thing I do. And this next door Margie and John Wilder, I helped them when John Wilder fell. She came, my husband fell, can you help me? And I said, I'm more stronger than my husband, I'll come with you. We will both pull him. So we pulled him. I said, bring a sheet, I'm going to pull him from Mr. Wilder in a narrow bathroom toilet. We pulled him on the sheet. So we made him stand. So those are neighbors are supposed to help each other. We